young lady who plays for the legendary Harlem Globetrotters. She's a legend in her own right. Her name is Fatima Maddox. She goes by TNT. And the Globetrotters are playing in Denver. There we go, little sweet Georgia Brown.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Do you prefer Fatima or TNT?
Well, you know, when I'm on the job, we can go with TNT.
Okay, TNT. As long as you're wearing the colors,
There
right?
you go.
Those uniforms over the years, still wearing the striped shorts on the court?
Yeah.
Those are the greatest uniforms in the history of sports and the most recognizable throughout the world.
And so is that song.
Sweet
Sweet Georgia Brown.
Yeah.
And I asked the question, because you're of the new generation
Yes.
of Globetrotters, and I'm old, and I've been watching them since they actually may have played a couple of games in Harlem. But the confetti water trick, I still, because they're old standards that you always got to do, where the ball is on a snap and come back.
Yeah.
That the original guys did. How many countries now has the team played in?
Collectively, about 122. Yeah, so.
During your time, how long have you been with the Globetrotters?
This is my 4th season.
Where is the most unusual place you played?
I actually got to play with President Obama my first year. Yeah, so I was at the White House, and it was during their annual Easter egg roll. And there was a group of kids there, and we got a chance to play around. I didn't know he was going to stop by, so he stopped by and.
Did you back him down?
No, I didn't challenge him. I didn't challenge him. He did have to.
Worried about the Secret Service?
Right. He did have to do push-ups for missing his free throws, though. So it was a fun time.
Should mention the Globetrotters are playing here in Denver on Saturday afternoon at the Pepsi Center.
Yes.
And it's a doubleheader that day. And then you're going over to the First Bank Center in Broomfield.
Yes.
And you're playing a night game as well. Also should tell everybody that, that TNT is the first female Globetrotter since 1993.
Yes.
I was going to say, are you aware of who the others were?
Yeah, well, I know the very first one was back in '85, actually, and that was Lynette Woodard. She was a tremendous basketball player.
She was an
Olympic
exactly.
Gold medalist.
Her credentials are insane. So she lit that torch, and I'm just trying to, keep that bar up there.
And your credentials, Temple University.
Temple University.
Played there.
I played a few years overseas in Sweden, and then this is my 4th year.
Did you ever think when you were playing at Temple or over in Sweden, maybe I ought to give the Globetrotters a shot? I mean, was that even a possibility? How did that happen?
I didn't have any clue a woman could play on the team because there had been that big gap of time, that 20 years there. So, to my surprise, when they invited me to try out, I was like, sure, and it went well. There was probably about 15 players there, 4 women, about 15 guys. So, it worked out for me 4 years later.
What'd you do to stand out? Why'd they pick you?
Just growing up, I've always been known for being a good dribbler. So, I showcased that a little bit, and then we had a follow-up interview, and that went really well.
Curly Neal, huh?
Yes.
The present-day Curly Neal.
Oh, I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be. He's still around. He still does some appearances with the team and stuff, and I can tell. I know why everyone loves him. His personality is infectious. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, because you talked about the 122 countries, that Muhammad Ali at one time was the most famous athlete throughout the entire world.
Right.
I would guess now maybe LeBron, maybe some soccer players, but I don't think there's a team, Manchester United, Boston Celtics, New York Yankees, that is well known throughout the world as the Harlem Globetrotters. You are an ambassador for this country. You're an ambassador for the game of the basketball. I mean, does that strike you sometimes? Or are you just going out, and I don't mean this a bad way, going out into being an entertainer, or do you realize the meaning that this organization's had?
You know what? When I first got on the team, I didn't understand the magnitude of what was going on. This is our 89th consecutive season, and as you said, everywhere we go, someone has a Harlem Globetrotter story, and it's always a good story. And for me to be a part of such, legendary, a legendary team, and it's mind-blowing. And who would have thought a girl from Colorado Springs?
Yeah. That's another thing. Local.
Yeah.
Local girl made good, huh?
Yeah.
What high school?
Mason Ridge High School. It's near Fountain Fort Carson.
Yeah.
It must be nice to know that when you put on the uniform, you head over to the arena, you're going to be making people smile all night.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're going to get a win.
Right. I haven't lost in 4 years. So, that's always nice.
Is the team still, because I think over the years it's kind of changed. You either play local groups or the Washington generals
Right.
were the fall guys, literally, for years and years. Do you have a traveling team that you play against, or is it?
You know
now?
what? It's funny you brought up the Washington Generals. We haven't played them in 5 years, so this is their first year back, and supposedly they have some tricks up their sleeve to beat the Globetrotters this year. They haven't won since 1971, so hopefully they got some good stuff going on.
Yeah, the last loss was, I mean, it was a major international story when
Yeah.
the Globetrotters last lost a game. I remember, and you're not old enough, and Les is not old enough, that the NBA really was struggling in its early years, and they would bring in, for the young people here, they would bring in the Harlem Globetrotters to play in a game before the NBA
Right.
game, and that's the way they would fill the arenas.
In a real game, though. I mean, they would actually play. It wasn't the Globetrotters
Yeah.
you see these days. It was an actual competition.
At one point, especially back when African Americans couldn't play in the NBA, they had all the top players on their team. They played against the Minneapolis Lakers, and they played teams like that back when Wilt was on the team. So, like I said, for me to be on a team that Wilt Chamberlain was on at one point, it's crazy.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess just TNT Maddox. She plays for the Harlem Globetrotters. And
We talked the other day with Dan Issel about the first time he played in Boston Garden, and that was his goal, was to play in the old Boston Garden. You never got that opportunity. And it had the parquet floor, and everybody in the world knew about the parquet floor. And when the players went out, they found out it was the deadest floor
Yeah.
in basketball. I would think the deadest floor in basketball today is this one. Are you able to do anything on this floor?
Yeah, I
for
could
us?
probably work something out.
Just a few dribbles for us, if you could.
Yeah. You
And
guys
she
wanna
came
see
in
some
here
stuff?
twirling the ball on her finger.
Yeah.
Let's see a little. And then, you know what we're going to have you do?
What's that?
You see that right there?
Uh-oh.
Pop a shot.
Uh-oh.
We have to have you do Pop a Shot, right?
Yeah,
Well,
let's see
she
what I
could do it.
got.
I'm going to get out of the way here.
I don't know how much you
Why
can
don't
do
you,
in these circumstances,
stuff.
but we have a handheld right on you.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. We work it out.
We should play some more Sweet Georgia Brown for it. Yeah.
You guys brought up football earlier. I was with Chris Bruin a little bit earlier today.
Oh,
He's
really?
going to be a part of our game on Saturday. So that's going to be awesome. So
And
people don't come out for anything, come out for that. We have
right.
a football skit.
It's Saturday afternoon at the Pepsi Center, and then Saturday night at the First Bank Center in Broomfield.
Yes.
Want to do some Pop a Shot?
Yeah, let's do
Let's
it.
do this.
Let's do it.
All right, so here's the deal, TNT.
Okay.
You get 1 minute. Destiny's going to time you. All right. You get 1 minute. Just however many you can hit, and I want you to know what the record is. Look to your left. Brandon Stokely, a former Denver Bronco, has the record. He hit 30 in 1 minute. All right.
And Walter
And
Davis.
Woody had. Oh yeah, Walter Davis. You know that name.
Yeah.
Walter Davis, number 2. So Woody has some advice for you before you
Yes,
begin.
please.
Two things to think about and take a
Okay.
few practice. One
can't
would be
wait.
underhanded, and the other is the
me try
backboard.
that.
If you're going to shoot, see,
Yeah, underhand might be good.
But if you go overhand, use the backboard. And it's a hard backboard. All right.
those are the two things.
Tell
Don't
us
try to
tell us
switch
when
it.
you're ready.
All right. All right. I'm ready.
All right, let's do this.
Go.
And I'll count. She's going with the finger roll. But she might
Woody,
start
come
going
on,
overhand soon.
Come on, Woody.
One so far.
You set me up.
There we go.
I'm like a carnival barker.
Oh, goodness.
I'll get it.
No dollies for you.
Oh, sorry.
You blocked me.
3,
Give her an extra 5 seconds.
3, 4. She's showing a sweet touch, but she's not getting the bounce.
I'm not getting the bounce.
5,
All right, 30 seconds.
5, 6, 7. Gotta go in 8.
Shoot. Air ball.
8, 9, 10, 15 seconds, 11, 12, 13, oh, 14, 15, 16, one more, 16. You made top 10.
I wasn't getting
You
it
made
all.
top 10. In fact, you made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're
Oh,
tied
man.
for 7th.
If I would have got the touch the last 30 seconds,
Welcome home.
Thank you so. Hey, thank you guys for having me.
Enjoy
You guys
your
been
weekend
awesome. Thank
here.
you so much.
And we're so proud of you and what you've accomplished. And
Thank you.
Continue to travel the world and play. And you're a dribbler. You're not a shooter.
I won't take that excuse.
Thank you.
Thank you guys
Go
so much.
see the Globetrotters Saturday
please do.
afternoon at
Please
Pepsi
do.
Center, Saturday night
yeah.
at the First Bank Center.
If you have never seen the Harlem Globetrotters, you're missing
Do you still do the confetti thing?
You know what? We do.
All right.
We
so
do. We
what,
gotta
so
do
Woody
change
will
Change it
show
up between water
What's
and
that?
confetti.
Listen, Woody will show up, okay?
Okay.
So if you're holding the bucket
Okay.
on this particular night, I want there to be water in there.
Do water that
and
night.
do water on Woody, okay?
Or gasoline.
Yeah, and bring matches.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.